Hey there, Abiding fam, and welcome to tonight's monthly journaling hangout. I am hopeful that our settings are all good. We had some technical difficulties to begin with, which is almost always the case, it seems. So let me know in the chat. My internet seems to be really lagging this evening, so I'm hoping that I'm even going to be able to follow along. Let's see. Hi, Jean. Yeah, just let me know in the chat if you can see the journal, if you can hear me okay. I see the videos starting on mine. And hallelujah, it looks like we are horizontal. So say hello. It is good to be with you guys. I'm sorry we're getting started a little bit later than I would like, in part because I already put the time back because I just had to work a little bit later this evening, but also because I had some technical difficulties. I forgot to change the setting. It starts out automatically as vertical on YouTube unless you go in and change that setting for live streams for whatever reason. So I forgot about that. But welcome. We are going to be journaling together and doing our monthly journal entries, which is something that this community has been doing together now for 8, soon to be 9 months as we embark upon September on this nice blank canvas we have here. But if you are new, monthly journaling is exactly what it sounds like. We get together and look back at the prior month and try to document all of the major highlights. If you are curious what types of highlights, well, I certainly have lots of videos where I share with you examples of my monthly journaling, but I also have this kind of cheat sheet to help you think about your own month in review journaling that is available as a free printable over on my Patreon. So we look at things like events of the past month, things we attended, experiences we had with friends and family, or even world events and things that were happening in the news. We also think about our favorite things from the month, like our favorite books or movies, favorite recipes, activities that we were enjoying, or even people, place, and things. We reflect on things maybe we learned about ourselves, things we achieved or are proud of, maybe even a difficult moment that we overcame, things we're grateful for. And then the season, especially as we head into September, you're going to see in a moment that we're going to be bringing in lots of fall vibes. So I am so looking forward to that. But you can think about the weather, you can think about quotes that represent that season of life, and just all the things you love about that time of year. So if you're interested in printing this out and having it for your own monthly journal, you can check that out over on my Patreon. But that just gives you an idea of the types of things that I think about as I get started. And we, of course, are in the beginning of October. It is so hard to believe that that is the case, but it is true. So we are going to be documenting September together. And the other thing that is fun about our monthly journaling community for this year is that I create printable stickers for us all to use. If you wish, you don't have to. But if you want to be somebody who is using these stickers, you can head over to my Patreon where they are available. And we create a new collection actually as a community each month because so many of these sticker ideas were ideas that started out in the heads and hearts of my patrons who give me ideas each month and also help me pick this fabulous color palette for September. So you can see that we have all of the autumn vibes with autumn's gentle arrival, some reflections on the month itself with September, and then just things that make us think of the month. Hanging out the laundry with the crisp air is something I love, so I have this little washi strip border. Just thinking about, fall baking, embracing change, all the leaves, of course. Autumn tea is something that I'm really excited about, and I have a sticker somewhere here in the journal prompts, which is another thing that I create every month for the monthly stickers. And this one, favorite seasonal tea, is one I'm really excited to use because I am enjoying my favorite tea, which is this one called Caramel Apple Dream by Celestial Seasonings Herbal Tea. And I cut this out from the box and plan to use this in my journal alongside that sticker. But some other fun prompts that I think I might use are this search history prompt, which is random things I've been looking up, a beautiful fall poem, your favorite fall treat. So just some prompts to kind of get you started and get you thinking, but also in a fun format for you to use in your journaling. So I can't wait to dive into these and get started. And I do want to share really quick that if you are already thinking about the month we are in with October, that collection was just released. So you can head over to Patreon and get ready for pumpkin everything and the autumn books you might be reading, sweater weather, all the cozy things with this collection. Some really nice poetry in this one as well. Fun spots for you to write in titles and things like that. Some journal sections, and of course, lots of leaves. And while I designed these to be 8.5 by 11, so you get tons and tons of stickers, if these sizes feel really big for the size journal that you're using, I did want to share that you can always print out 2 pages to 1 sheet, and then that will give you obviously smaller stickers if you want them a little bit smaller. And then for October, we also have a sample sheet, which is on the $2 tier, and then the journal prompts for this month as well. So excited to use these when we get together next month, and you can print them out right now and start using them a while throughout the month in your planning and journaling. But today we are going to be focusing on reflecting back on September. So I am going to turn the page in my monthly journal. This is a Dingbats B5 size journal, so it is extra large for extra bunch of memories that I plan to document. And I also print out my stickers on, in this case, I use just kind of white plain sticker paper so that it's nice and easy to just adhere them to the page. And then I also have some photos that I printed out in a 5x7 collage and have cut out that we're going to be using in my journaling as well. And that photo paper is this one by Koala 5x7, and it's the satin ultra premium photo paper. So those are kind of the main tools and things that I will be using, along with some other goodies along the way from my journaling stash as we get started. I want to take a look at the chat and say hello to some of you who are joining live. If you're watching this after the fact, we always do our monthly hangout as a live stream so that it really feels like we are all together having a nice journaling party and getting to look back on our memories in community. So hello Bree and Janie and Julie, and we have Doris here, Marie, Janice, Mockingbird, hello. So glad you're just here to see how it's done, and then maybe you can be joining us for next month in documenting October. Elaine is here from Maryland. Yeah, please go ahead and drop where you're joining in from in the chat. Hi, Carrie. So good. And Kate is your name. Yeah, it's the YouTube username sometimes can throw us off a bit. Hi, Grace. So good to see you guys. And Belinda is here. You're not really that late, as you can see, Belinda, because I've yet to do a single thing because we got started quite a bit late. Yes, printing off photos always feels like a bit of a chore, so as much as you can stay on top of it always helps. All right, so let me grab a pair of scissors. That seems like maybe September. Okay, let me think. How did I divide this? I did. Okay, SEPT, and then Ember is how I did it back in, was that last year? 2024? 3? 3. This is 2024. Okay. So I've been kind of cutting it at that point when it's a longer month and then dividing it across 2 pages. So I'm going to do that again. That's just a personal preference. If you're following along and are using the stickers, totally up to you on whether you are going to put the month even title on your page and where you want to put it. I just personally like to have it centered on the page because it kind of just gives me the freedom then to build out around it. So we're going to get this down. And then it takes away a little bit the fear too of the blank page because it feels like you've already added a little bit of decoration. All right, there we go, September. I know, aren't the colors so beautiful for this month? I completely agree. The combination of the top 2 color palettes that my patrons voted on, they always vote among 4 color palettes, and I typically combine the top 2, assuming that the colors work well together, and they typically do. And I think the like jewel tones of this particular set of colors is just so pretty. So I think what I am going to do is just cut out some of the ones that I know I want to use on this page. So this fall acronym is one of my favorites. So I definitely want to use this. I'm thinking maybe I'll hand letter like hello and then put this under it, like maybe up in the corner. We have, I love this poem too. Might be fun to use and take up some space. So always kind of figuring out what your biggest items are is helpful when you're trying to figure out your layout. Lots of friends joining from Canada tonight. That's always fun. Julia, your first time joining live. Okay, so we have that. I want to use this quote as well from Mary Howitt. It says, "There are flowers enough in the summertime, more flowers than I can remember, but none with the purple, gold, and red that dye the flowers of September." And I love that quote in general, but it also is a nice thing to pair with the memory that Ben very kindly bought me some mums actually in memory of my mom this September, since this is her kind of the month of remembering her for us, since it's the month that she passed away, but it's also the month that she was born. So it just kind of hits us all at once in September. But I just thought that was really sweet of him. And that quote is a nice way to reflect on it. We'll see about using these. These could be nice filler stickers. Same with some of the leaves are just like a nice way to fill in space or use as kind of background elements. And I did mention that I want to use the favorite seasonal tea. And I think I want to use the search history sticker as well, because I think that's just kind of like a fun thing to reflect on in your monthly journaling. It might not be something you think about, but I feel like there are just random times where we are, are just researching things that it's just interesting and says a lot about where you kind of were at in your life at that time based on what you were typing into Google. So in my case, I've been looking up a lot about the rim to rim hike in the Grand Canyon, because that is what Ben and I are going to be attempting to do in November if weather and all things work out in our favor. So I've been researching that a lot, and also been trying to find a new pair of trail runners, and so I've been doing a lot of research about what brand and type I might want to go with. So I'd love to know if anybody wants to share in the chat any like random thing that you've been researching or looking up this month. Okay, I might use the currently listening sticker as well. We shall see. All right, so we can do like our Hello Fall. We got our favorite seasonal tea, and again with using this, I'm not sure I want all of this because it might be a bit much. So I think I'm gonna cut, as cute as the little chipmunks floating on apples is, I think we're gonna cut that part out. Ooh, stainless steel tea makers is what you were researching. That is interesting. Oh, for sweet iced tea, okay, nice. Oh, the extra moon. I saw something about that, but I haven't like looked into it. I feel like I saw it on like a late night show talking about it. Didn't sound real. These scissors are quite dull. Okay, so we can just rip maybe the top. So we have our caramel apple dream herbal tea. And I'm thinking, maybe I don't want it ripped. So I'm actually now, since it has like this bottom like that, I'm thinking it might be nice to put at the top of the page. Jeannie. Hi, Carrie. Oh yeah, Hurricane Helene. I hope everybody joining tonight is safe and family is safe and did not experience large impacts from that. That is just devastating. Yes, that is a good tip, and one I was actually going to share as well. So thank you. From Sling Design made the comment about when you have thicker cardboard pieces like this, a lot of times it's made of multiple pieces of paper basically together. So you can usually peel the layers off and get a thinner piece by doing this. So you got to be a little bit careful to make sure you don't rip it, but you can see I was able to pull off all that thicker cardstock and just prevent myself basically from having too thick of pages if it adds too much bulk. So now we have that, and it'll lay much nicer and flatter. So yeah, great tip, and definitely one I always like to think about. So we'll probably put that up here, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll put like a leaf over it or something. All right, I'm gonna just focus on this corner and then we'll move over to this corner probably, just to get something down on the page. So I have a new glue that I'm gonna try by Tombow Mono Liquid Glue, and this was so kindly gifted to me by one of you, Stephanie. If you're watching, I know she typically watches the recording after the fact as a weekend treat to herself, but she sent me a little happy mail, and so I hope she doesn't mind me sharing, but I just wanted to show you the talent that exists in our community because she made this gorgeous card. Look at this little reader. How stinking cute is that? And it says relax your way. And the most productive thing you can do sometimes is relax. I just thought that was so sweet of her. And then she made this like really neat calendar for me. And she has on the back a website, but when I typed it in, craftingwithstephanie.com, it wasn't coming up for me. So Stephanie, if you're watching, maybe you can let me know and I can provide information for people if you have a way for them to get some of your awesome crafting, because I just am so impressed by this and was so sweet. Just really nice surprise in what's been kind of a difficult season to get that in the mailbox. So thank you. So yes, I'm going to be using this glue and gonna try that out. Yeah, Doris, thank you for sharing that about some of our neighbors in North Carolina. It's heart-wrenching. It's like a reminder of how quickly things can change. There's just some things you can't plan for. Okay, so put a little glue on the back of this, and I'm gonna, like I said, put it up in this corner. Definitely seems to be sticking nicely. And unfortunately, I am out of my clear sticker paper, which is okay. There are benefits sometimes to the regular sticker paper, but as you can see with the clear sticker paper that I used in August, the nice thing is that some of the layering just looks better because you don't have like the white, I don't know, just the background for some of the stickers. So while this would look nice, I don't have the time or will to try and individually cut this out to make it look nicer. So I think what I want to do instead is find a more like transparent washi. Ooh, sorry. It helps if I don't bump into the cord. But yeah, like a nice sticker that is more of like a washi quality like this. So I have definitely a bunch in here. I think somewhere I've got to have one of these would be nice too. It's kind of like a leaf with writing on it. The mushrooms is also cute. Like one of these. I love these ones. I might do that because then I can always do some nice overlapping with it too. So I think I'm just gonna put it here and have it go kind of off the page. And then we can just trim the excess. It's like a really very simple design tip, but a lot of times having things extend off your page like this just kind of makes it feel more organic and part of the page as opposed to like floating out in space if you try to stick the entire sticker on it. So most of the stickers I'll be using are the ones from my Patreon that I print at home, but stickers like this, a lot of times I buy those stickers on Obujo, which I have linked in the description, and I have a discount code if you're interested in checking them out. I just love washi style stickers. I should try and see if I can find more of like a washi style sticker paper. The clear sticker paper I use is pretty much like a washi style, but it's still a little bit different. These ones are pretty old, so I'm not sure I have specific links, unfortunately, for this sticker paper. So I'm thinking then maybe I'll just put that there instead. Seasonal tea. There you go. All right, and now why don't we try and bring in some of our, actually, you know what? I shouldn't have glued this down already. So the good news is that this glue works extremely well. The bad news is I wish it didn't, because I would like to stick this photo under okay, I think we're gonna manage it. There we go. Yes, clear is definitely more expensive. You have to accept that when paying for sticker paper and decide if it's worth it to you. Regular sticker paper obviously works just as well. That's what I'm using today. And it also is totally okay to print on regular paper and just use your preferred adhesive and put them onto your pages that way. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna put this photo of Jean laying on my leg as I was reading, which is just the cutest. Actually that's a scene from an upcoming video. It's just like a fun fall day in my life that unfortunately I filmed like at the beginning of September and just have not had a moment to be able to edit, but it is coming, I promise. Coming soon to a YouTube near you. Okay, I think we made that work. I just really wanted it to be under the caramel apple dream, so it just looks, I think, a lot nicer because it just then goes right into the photo. Ooh. Okay, so the other things that I have, just to kind of maybe keep this corner tea and book related, is I have my reads overview from the Storygraph app. I talked about this in August. The Storygraph app is a free app for reading that I am minorly obsessed with, not sponsored. I just love it. It's how I track all of my reading. And a new feature as of last month is that they do monthly wrap-ups where they kind of put all the books that you read together in different types of charts and stats. In this particular case, I actually only read, I've been reading other books, but I only finished 2. And so I don't have like a ton of stats, but I did do my little monthly review for the covers, which also puts the star rating at the bottom, which is just really nice because while, of course, you can always write the star rating in separate, it was just so fun to be able to have it kind of built into the photo. So you can see at the bottom is the star rating. I have the Women of Jersey Island, which I talked about last month because I was currently reading it and went to the book launch party for my friend who wrote it. Her name is Rachel, and the book is so good. So I have it here again now with my star rating. So I'm going to put that here, which how perfectly does that fit in that space? Couldn't have asked for better. And then I have the Book of Lost Names, which is a book that I listened to this month. So yeah, I'll just put that. I was seeing if it would maybe fit in the currently listening space, but it doesn't. So I'll just use that for something else. So I'll put those books there. I'm really impressed with how quickly this glue is drying and sticking. I'm usually one who prefers tape runner, or if I'm going to use glue, uses more of a glue stick as opposed to liquid glue. But Stephanie, you might have converted me because you are right. This sticks really well to this paper. Okay, so there we go. Look, we've got like a whole corner of the page done. How nice. And I know somewhere in here I have some reading related stickers. We have a bit more in the October collection, but I think maybe most of them are more... Do I? Maybe I don't. I thought I had a phrase about reading. Apparently not. Oh, fall reading list. That's what it was. Don't think I want to use that. Maybe, well, I could say fall reading. I just use, I could just cut it and use part of it. So we'll just cut off list. And then I'm gonna layer this between the photos. It's kind of just a little title for fall reading. I think I'm gonna just stick this here. Rather than debating, as I'm wont to do. But the space for it is just so perfect in terms of the size. And that is Song for Autumn by Mary Oliver, one of my all-time favorite poets. So now let's go up to this corner. And like I said, I'm thinking I kind of want to do like a big hello and then have fall. The question is whether I want to be like black ink and be more bold. Or what I could do is use like, that purple might be too, yeah, it doesn't quite match. That one's a little bit better. So I was thinking if I do like hello, I might regret that. But you don't know until you try. And you can always cover it up. That is the trick. If you don't like it, you can cover it up. debating how big I want it to be. It's got quite a unique sound. You can tell this tip is a little bit frayed, but sometimes that adds like a cool texture. So you can tell I kind of, with my lettering, do each letter on its own and stop in between, kind of pick up right after my tail and judge then where my next letter is going to go. And so let's see where this, so I'm debating if I might actually want to go onto the sticker. So put that there. Then what I could do is kind of trace where the missing links are. So you see then it kind of goes over it. Hello. Yeah, the color actually did match really well. This is the 679 in Tombow if you happen to own Tombos. I'm not totally satisfied with the way that it looks, and I'm not sure what it is. But I think as I build out the rest of the page, it might be just like a matter of doing some little doodles around it or something like that. So we're gonna leave it for the moment and we'll see how we're feeling about it as we go along. Forgot about my tea, it's probably cold. So I have a photo from going to our local high school football game with some friends. I did Gilmore Girls trivia with my friend and her mom, and we met up at a winery for that, so that was super fun. So I think that'll go on here somewhere. We had dinner with a friend who made us this delicious garlic Tuscan shrimp. And it was a paleo recipe and it was so good. I have this photo of my hiking boots with this pretty purple flower, just kind of to represent all of the hiking that we did. I might even write like hike on this, something like that. So we have that. This photo is of Ben and me also from hiking. So that'll probably go along with, like I said, my search history. And then I have this image of a show that we watched together this month called The Terror. Um, it was really good, but I feel like I can't wholeheartedly recommend it because it also was pretty disturbing, and I thought more graphic at parts than it needed to be, just in terms of like graphic, violent, more of like violent imagery. There was no sex or anything like that, but it was just definitely, it made sense for the theme of the show, in which basically these ships, it's based on a true story, the ships get stuck in ice as they're looking for the Northwest Passage. And then it just turns into like a survival story, though they added a little bit of a, what would you call it, like fantastical element to it, with this beast, similar to a polar bear, but not a polar bear, that was hunting them. So probably not selling this show super well, but it is what we watched in September, and we did really enjoy it. The writing in it was really, really well done. I would love for those writers to do other shows. So those are, I think, all of my photos. And then the other thing that I have is I am trying these toe socks in advance of our trip. I am not sure that I will be a toe sock person, but they are supposed to be better for you in terms of like long hikes and not getting blisters. So I'm thinking I could just like use the trail part and say like hitting the trail or something. So we'll do like the same trick probably, in which we're gonna kind of rip it and peel the back, though. Wow, this is so thick I can't even rip it. Guess we'll have to cut it. Yes, that is definitely true about books. It's, even if there are some like violent parts, it's much easier to skip, or it just isn't quite the same reading as opposed to actually having it put in full visuals before your eyes. So we're gonna peel the back off, and then I'm kind of thinking I like the look of it kind of being torn and feeling more like you have like the little fibers sticking out. There we go. Well, it turned out really nice. So there we go. And it's kind of hard to see, but it really has a nice texture with the fibers of this particular cardboard. And so a great example too of how you can recycle things, something that most people would have thrown away when they first bought the socks, but I held on to it because I knew that some of these words like trail might be nice to use in my journal. So there we have it, trail. So this actually, because I kind of have like this dead space in this photo, not something I really want to draw attention to. So to help people pay attention to the parts of the photo I want them to pay attention to, which is everything down here, a good tip is to then layer over it, and then I can basically draw your eye towards this part of the photo, and I also add nice dimension then because of having the title here. So I think I'm gonna put this here. I'd love to know what everybody else maybe watched this September or read. What are you going to be talking about in your review page? Any really good books or movies or TV shows? Okay, and then I think I'm going to put this photo above it. And potentially do the same layering trick with the kind of dead green space. Yeah, this is definitely the best that my photos have ever stuck to this paper, so I'm so glad. Oh, I haven't read that book, Lessons with Chemistry. I know it's a show now too, but I have heard good things about it. I have heard about the Pumpkin Spice Cafe as well. So it sounded like maybe that pumpkin spice also has some spice in it. Maybe I'm wrong, which I might not be interested in it for that reason personally, if that's the case. But I did hear about it, and it does sound cute. So what I'm thinking, right, is that I can then do this and then have a connection point here. Yeah, that's kind of the the thing with, I'm feeling most romances that day. It's hard to find like a good clean romance. Like you have to skip half the pages. Okay. Actually, well, oh well. We're just gonna hope that I write it well. I was gonna say I should not have glued this first, because what I should have done is write on it first and see how that looks before putting it down, but it's too late to change. All right, I'm gonna test on this because I'm curious how this pen is gonna show up. Okay, it seems to write normal. Looks a little weird. Just with the fibers. That's really funny. Praying your Bluetooth doesn't fail. that, well, he probably wouldn't like me to share that story, but I was gonna say my husband had a similar thing where he started listening to Game of Thrones, not really knowing that there would be a lot of that in it, and was listening to it at work. And he had to stop. He stopped listening to them altogether, but for that same reason, he's like, what if my headphones fall out? Okay, so I just wrote hitting the, and then we have trail written out. So we have a nice little title there for all of our hiking. I think I'll just write in that space, and then maybe next to it, I can have my little search history sticker to talk about all my travel research. Hi, Angela, welcome. So, I'm gonna put this in this corner, since it also seems to fit nicely. As you can see, I don't really plan everything out and then lay it down. I kind of just build as I go and see how things fit and line up. It's kind of like putting together a jigsaw puzzle without knowing what all of your pieces are, but you can always pull in new pieces as you go if there are things, you know, that you have space for as you're going. Congratulations, Carrie, on finishing your third full read-through of the Bible. That is definitely an achievement. I read through the whole Bible in a year with my church a few years ago now, I guess. I haven't done it again since, but I am currently doing just the New Testament in a year this year, and that's been really good because I've been kind of going through and highlighting as well. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit and go into my October printables because I want to have the football to put with my comments about going to see the high school football game. We're like super close to the field, so it's kind of fun because we could just literally walk to it and watch the game. Our friend's nephew was playing, so we actually like had a reason to be there because Ben and I would always joke like, oh, we want to like go sometime just as like an activity, but it felt weird to go and you don't know any of the players. So we had an excuse. And then the great thing, again, I can't recommend this enough, is when you have a photo that like a good part of it you don't like and don't want to call attention to, which is like what's happening back here on the bleachers, is you can just cover it up with your sticker. So that's what we'll be doing. Maybe what I will do, so I could put this like here, and then I could have this one here and talk about this recipe somewhere here, or over here, I don't know. But then this can be just like a corner that's kind of focused on our different hangouts with friends. Uh-oh, move. I don't know what happened to my, I'm sure they're, oh wait, there they are. I didn't know where my cute avian scissors went. These are from Obujo. Though they also have them on Amazon, I discovered, so I have them linked now in my Amazon shop if you're interested. But they're nicer for getting like really fine details, and I would like to not really have any white on this football, though I'm making, with my pour cutting, it in a very odd shape. Oh well. It's not that bad. Kind of looks like a deflated football, but so we can just cover up all the background. There we go. Hi Tanya, Western Australia. Where are you in Western Australia? I spent 4 months in Western Australia. I was in Bunbury, south of Perth. I also spent time in Jamaica. Hi, Oshini. I only spent a week in Jamaica though, as part of a marine biology trip in high school, which was super fun. I love how this love of journaling brings together people from all over the world. I mean, just how cool is that? And all of you have your own lives and your own places and your own beautiful memories that you too are documenting and excited about. It just warms my heart. Now, I bet somewhere I have a wine related sticker that we could use. Thinking I could put, yeah, maybe we'll just put this one. And then I can write Gilmore Girls trivia on here. How did I do at Gilmore Girls Trivia? Well, I have to tell you, I was not the, okay, this just has to be here because it's gonna peel up, but I was definitely not the MVP of our team. Let's just put it that way. I knew some of the answers and do love Gilmore Girls, but some of the questions were actually very hard and very specific to like very specific episodes. But I was impressed with one, how many people turned out for this event. I was thinking it would just be like, you know, maybe like 4 or 5 tables of girls, mostly, you know, girlfriends going out to have a glass of wine and play trivia. But this place was packed with like, I mean, it was probably 100 people playing trivia, and they took it very seriously. Like, these people knew their Gilmore Girls way more than I did. I'm not somebody who has a great memory when it comes to shows and things. Like I'll read a book and I don't remember the characters' names like right afterward. But I have seen Gilmore Girls maybe like twice all the way through. They even had like questions about the new episodes with the seasons and stuff. I only watched that once. Yeah, it was pretty, it was a lot of fun, but it was more intense than I thought it would be. But I do love a good trivia night. I thought this little mushroom might look cute here, but I think it's too small. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be used somewhere else. Be like here, hitting the trail. Yeah, it's definitely the type of show that you can watch over and over again. You probably would have been a good asset to our team in that case. Yep, that's me too, Belinda. I cannot describe a book afterwards. I'd love to do like more like book review type videos and stuff, but I just feel like, yeah, I don't remember things well enough to do it. I can give you my general sentiments and how I felt about it. Have to look up the specifics. I think maybe, I don't know what I want to do with that photo. So let's write that lettering turned out a lot better than I expected it to. So I just wrote Gilmore Girls trivia in my little journaling spot there, which was really fun at the winery. And then I do want to see if I have, I'm sure I have a wine sticker. I think probably I think there's some in this Create 365 food. There we go. What did I tell you? And it fits perfectly. So there we go. Maybe not. I was debating putting this little clink on the photo, but we're not actually putting our glasses together, so maybe it doesn't make sense. If there's like a shrimp in here. There's apples. The caramel apple dream. Some pie. And there's like a sushi shrimp, but not a actual shrimp. So I could do like a dinner. The sticker book's making you hungry. That's funny. It's making me hungry too. I didn't really eat dinner. So good. Like these could be good. Like a delicious. Thinking. Delicious or yum. Maybe I'll do like yum with this, and then I could do so good actually with the show. It's okay, Jean. What are you hearing? Jean is with me as always. So we have so good. And then, yeah, maybe we just put this here just to stick it down. So I stop being indecisive about it. Though I think what I could do, kind of back it a little bit. Hi Delphina, welcome. So we put this here, and then I have to decide if I want to cut the photo down to size or have it kind of off the background a bit. First I have to find the photo again. There it is. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna trim it. think I'll trim it again so that kind of fits in the space next to the photo, or next to the flower rather, because I have the little flower detail here. So then that can go there, and then I could write over the flower a little. Where'd my glue go? There it is. There we go. And then that provides a nice counterbalance to this similar one, right, which is the quote, that also has the cute little ribbon. Maybe I'll just put that up in this corner. Okay. Yum. And I'm going to write what it was called in my black pen. And it was garlic Tuscan shrimp. It was by, she shared the recipe with me after. It was called, like, I want to say Paleo Running Mom was the account, you know, the blog that it was from. I think it's something like that. But if you look up garlic Tuscan shrimp paleo, I imagine you'll find it. But it was delicious. So definitely one that I hope to make at home myself. So maybe what I'll do is, in this space, write like time with friends. I wouldn't. Love to use my alpha stamps, but maybe it's not worth it because they're definitely all jumbled. There's an S. Friends. F. R. I. You know we're going to be missing one letter. I haven't seen a D or an N or an E. That's E. All right. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think I want to be in the business of hunting down letters right now. I'm missing too many. Nobody knows. Okay, different plan. I'll just write it out. Beating this yellow. That yellow matches pretty well. So I'm just gonna do like a background swatch of color just to make the lettering feel a little different. And then over top of that, I'm gonna write friends. I'm kind of trying to do it in a similar-ish style to my block letters. So time with friends, and then so I'm basically just writing like little summaries of 2 examples of our time with friends. So going to the football game with our friends Julie and Eric, and then dinner at our other friend's house, just as bullets. And I'll fill this in, like I said, maybe talking about some of the trails that we went on. So I'm thinking I'm gonna cut at least 1, if not more. Of the flowers out. I want to pair this flower with the quote about flowers. And then I can say something about remembering my mom. So if I put that there, we do have, of course, two scalloped ovals right next to each other, which if I just left it as those two, I think would look a little bit odd on the page. So the rule of threes would mean that we would want to add another. So whether that's another here so that they're all together, or even maybe like a little one down here could be nice. Or what I could do, actually, let's see how it looks using this one that is blank, because then we could do our writing on it. See, it might have looked nice, but I think it's too much with having this one here, because they're both of that kind of lighter tan color. Could still use it somewhere else, but I don't like it. So my other option was to maybe use this blue one here, though it is a lot of this similar blue happening kind of close to each other. And my other thought was the pretty yellow one, so we'll see how we feel about that. So that would layer too much there, but we could put it here. Or what we could do is and the yellow one up here. I wonder if I should make it almost like a I could do it, or this blue one is here, and then I have the other little one here, and actually make it a 5. Where do I have this? I think I had it there. So that would be I think I actually like that better than doing the 3. And for this one, I'm going to tuck it under the photo just to this switch it up a little bit. And this won't be layered over the leaf, so you just have a little bit of dimension and layering happening. So then because I have this kind of acting almost like continuous strip, and then we have this, I think I would like another strip like thing happening here at the bottom. So a few ways that we can do that. One would be, I think, the hanging out laundry. The other would be the find joy in the simple things, which it could also be both. ¿Por qué no los dos? See? Okay, let's just, I want this to be a little bit straighter, we're going to use a paper trimmer. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? Probably should have said this at the beginning when more people would have been tuned in, but there is a free printable. Every month I put out a free sticker for anybody over on Patreon. You just have to become a free member on Patreon, and then you get access to all of my free stickers. And this month's free sticker is actually this one, the Pretty Scalloped Autumn. And it's a little bit bigger because it's more like a journaling card size, a 3x4. So if you're interested, you can print that out by heading over to Patreon, and then it is attached to the post for this video. Okay. So you could do this, and then just trim it. I think what I might do is like a ribbon cut, when you just basically put a V into it, and it just gives it like a nice ribbony edge. There's nothing like the smell of fresh laundry that you hung out. Ben is so funny when he's folding laundry. He just like constantly is handing me pieces of clothing and saying, smell this one, smell this one. Yes, dear, they all smell the same. They all smell great, I agree. All right, find joy. in the simple things like the smell of fresh laundry. Okay, so I like that. Definitely have made some good progress. Where did I had that sticker I cut out with the for currently listening. I would like to use it, but I don't know where it is. I also have this photo of just kind of curled up with my blanket and Jeannie peeking her head around my Bible as I was kind of reading in the morning with the fire and just kind of enjoying a cozy autumn morning. So I might put that on here. The desk is getting a little out of control. I don't know where that sticker went. So I'm going to put this down here beneath the find joy and the simple things, because I think this too is another good example of exactly that. I'm just enjoying reading my Bible by the fire, the fake fire, mind you, with my coffee in hand and the furry friend by my side. So that is looking good. Let me look at my list here and see what maybe we're missing. I do need to talk about a retirement party that we had for Ben's aunt. So to be decided where that goes. I'm gonna cut this out. I'll probably down here talk about prepping for a trip. And I have to put on here somewhere about work. I know I mentioned it briefly to some of my patrons and maybe some posts about how work has just been really overwhelming lately. So I probably will record that somewhere just because I think it's a good thing to acknowledge. Sometimes including those types of things are nice reminders of getting through like more difficult seasons, or just seasons where you feel really busy and overwhelmed, because you can look back and be like, okay, that happened once before and you got through it, and those things do come to an end in time. I wonder, because I have this leaf here, it might be nice to bring in something similar on the other. Ooh, like this. This This acorn could be nice. So that just like adds a nice cohesion then with those two elements. Maybe what I'll do is put, this one might be good. These journaling spaces are kind of like little web browsers almost, and so that actually might be a fitting journaling spot for me to talk about work, since most of my work is done on a computer. Let's see. It's like just barely gonna fit, but we'll make it work. And then we can just trim off okay. So maybe this might not be the right. Sticker book, but I was thinking this one is Heal from Within, so it's all like positive, I guess, reminders to yourself. Let yourself rest. So it's kind of the opposite. It's also reminders to myself, but I could put this feeling sticker. So this says feeling on it. It's a little bit hard to see probably. And then I can write overwhelmed under it. And yeah, I'll probably do that. And then I can just write like a very brief anecdote about why, just with kind of some new responsibilities. over. So at work, and then in this little space here, I'll just say very briefly, write about it a bit more. So that'll be there. I'm going to talk maybe about what trails we went to and going trail running here, what I've been looking up, probably travel prep stuff here. So that's all looking pretty good. I did make some different soups. So maybe I'll put that over here. Somewhere in some of my old fall printable stickers, I have I think in my Autumn Delights collection, which is also in the shop, there were some cute stickers about making soup, or at least enjoying soup. Yeah, these ones. Oh look, here's another football. Oh, look at that. Steaming crock pot dinner after a long day. Pumpkin soup with a dusting of cinnamon. Football games under the stadium lights. So I'm gonna pull those out. And something new, oh, I have these ones too, that I'm going to be doing going into the next season. So is on my Patreon. I now have a collection, which is what they call just groupings of posts over on Patreon. A collection called Stickers by the Season Fall. So now all of my fall stickers are in that collection. So if you're looking for more fall stickers beyond the September and now October collections from this year, you also have access to all of my past fall stickers, like the Autumn Delights collection. So you can go there and get access to this too, which is just so fun. You know, I definitely think the longer I'm on Patreon, just like the more value you get from it, because when you join, you get immediate access to everything. So I think I'm going to I think I'm just gonna cut out the soup because it wasn't pumpkin soup. I made tomato soup from the tomatoes from our garden. And I also made some like Super Toscana soup with sausage and spinach. 'Tis the season, so I might also cut out these boots. I don't know if I want this whole thing here, or if I want to write there, or if I just want to cut out. This color is actually very similar from this collection as the yellow in here, so that's nice. So I think I just wanted to cut this out more like fussy cutting rather than I could literally put that on top of there and then it's just like creating a new sticker. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I actually think I liked it the most on here. It's so funny the way it just kind of blends in because the colors are so similar. All right, so let's see. So we can talk about decorating a little bit. I'm going to talk about my soup. I feel like it needs to be on something. It feels like it's just kind of floating out in space. So I have this washi strip from that previous collection. I was thinking maybe I thought maybe I could pair it, but I actually think too much of that is, maybe the colors are clashing. Maybe there's a word that we could pair. Ooh, how about this? We can use this word strip says cozy evenings. So that's a good thing to pair with kind of your dinner. So maybe I can put this leaf here. Actually, that's kind of cute. So we'll have the leaf back there and then the soup and then our cozy evenings, and then that makes a nice little trio. And I'll probably just do some little like sparkle doodles around it. Did I talk about this last month? No, I talked about tomato cucumber salad. Okay, I made it kind of towards the beginning of this month, so then I was like, wait, did I do this last month? All right, homemade. Tomato soup. All it needs is a little sparkle. And look how cute that little vignette is now. Look at that. Love it. All right, so I'm gonna write about the show a little bit here. Probably. I always do that. I'm always writing too quickly and take the N out of and. Good night, Belinda. I am going to be wrapping up here shortly too. Church is reading Genesis 1 and I did not think I was going to have enough room to finish writing that. So I just wrote Bible study. Our church is reading, studying Genesis 1 and what it means to be human. Our current sermon series is called Rehumanized, and it's just kind of centering our hearts back on God's definition of being created in his image as humans. So that's been great. And I'm going to have a upcoming video soon. It's actually my faith video for last month. I just haven't had time to put it out, which is going to be a sermon note-taking session with me. So that'll be fun. I think that probably is where I'm going to end because I have just a few other little notes that I know I'm going to put in. I took myself on like a little writing date all by myself. So I'll probably actually maybe use this washi and pull out one of these really cute images. I also got this from Obujo, so I can talk about my writing date at the cafe with me, myself, and I. And I think that's really it. And then just, yeah, filling in with just like my little notes in the gaps. But I hope that you enjoyed this time together. I hope that you had a productive journaling session yourself if you were journaling along with me, and that you were able to get a lot done and document your own beautiful memories from the month of September. Uh, this is one of those months where I actually got most of my page done in our time together. So I will share the absolute complete version with everybody over on my Patreon when I'm done. So make sure that you are over there as a free member or on one of the tiers if you want access to more of the content and the stickers. I'm so grateful to everyone for joining me. I'm so grateful to my patrons who make this all possible. It's been just an absolute joy to be doing this type of journaling along with you throughout this year, and I'm excited to keep it going. I would love to see how your pages turned out, so you can head over to our group chat on Patreon, and if you are willing, snap a photo and share your own entries in that private group so that we can all get to see how it turned out too and get more inspired by all of your pages as well. Thank you, friends, and I look forward to coming to you with another video very soon. But until then, keep exploring your abiding creativity and document a life abiding in faith, hope, and love.